Okay, we are making base miso soup. We will be adding other toppings later, but we want to make sure that everybody can understand how simple it is with the recipe ingredients from our store that you can make miso soup at home. We have handashi, white miso, and green onion, and that's pretty much the most basic three simple things besides tofu. And we'll get to it. Thanks.
Alright, so we've got 4 cups of water here. For every 2 cups of water, you're going to want 1 teaspoon of the handashi flakes. We've got 2 teaspoons right here, so we're going to go ahead and put that in. And we're going to get our heat turned up to high so we can get it to a
Simmer?
Well, a quick boil, but then we'll put it down to a simmer. Alright, so we're starting to come to a simmer. I'm going to go ahead and turn the heat down so we don't come to a real rolling boil. Now we can go ahead and add our miso. And then we'll simmer it for what, about 5 minutes.
Yes. And that's how much
This
miso?
is 3 tablespoons of miso paste. White miso paste.
You want to do that for 4 cups of water.
Alright, we've been simmering for about 5 minutes now. The miso is pretty well broken up. You might have a few chunks in there. You can temper it if you like to kind of get it a bit smoother, but you know, we don't stand on ceremony here. We just throw it all in. So the last item that we need to add is just going to be the green onion, and that's going to be to taste, however green onion you like your soup. I think right about there should be good for me. If you like more, add more. So that's your basic miso soup. I mean, you simmer just a little bit to get the flavor of the green onion spread in there. But you want to serve it pretty quickly after this because you want the green onion to taste fresh. You don't want it to wilt too much.
Now, to continue the video, we just wanted to make sure that everybody knew this was the beginning and it was the base miso. From there, we're going to be adding our own personal toppings, which we have cooked, steamed, and peeled shrimp. And we'll be adding that in. And we'll also be adding some mushroom soy sauce, and we also carry at our store.
And this is going to bring the temperature of the miso down a little bit because it's cold. So
if you do this, you're going to want to make sure it comes back up to temperature so that everything is warm and cooked thoroughly.
And we're just going to kind of eyeball the mushroom soy sauce. I would recommend just putting it in until it slightly changes the color a little bit. You don't want to add too much because it will make it salty, but...
This is pretty much to a taste for you, what you would like.
I think that because it already smells nice and kind of meaty, that umami flavor. So I think that's good enough right there. And we're just going to bring it back up to a boil. Oops, I left the tail in there. Where'd you go? Come here, come back over here.
And let me reiterate, we are not professionals. This is at home. We want to show what you can do yourself.
And this is really easy. If you can boil water, you can make this. I mean, like, you know, it's super easy. It took us all of what, like 10 minutes to make altogether. And that's it. That's prep and everything. So we just want to bring this back up to a boil to make sure everything's at the temperature and we're good to go.
Another topping that you could add, we have another video showing how to reconstitute wakame seaweed and make a seaweed salad. You can take the seaweed from that and add to this as well.
Oh yeah, I can even grab a little bit and add, because we still have some that's right here, so you just break that up. It almost would act kind of like noodles. You want to add that in at the very end because you don't really need to cook the wakame very much. You just bring it, you know, get it to the temperature of everything else. It's going to add a little bit of flavor, a little more umami, and you know, you're good. You could add, you know, if you like bean sprouts, alfalfa sprouts, things like that, you could add that there at the end. You can add French fried onions is a good one. Slivered mushrooms, if you cut your mushrooms real thin on like a mandolin, add those in there right at the end. They cook just in the heat. So now we're up to basically a simmer, which means we're done. Everything's up to temperature. All you got to do is eat it.
Alright, and that is miso soup with ingredients featured mainly from our store at the Luxie International Market. Thank you.